Sure. Bless you. Gesundheit.
Now in his 50s, Rosihan Dahim is considered by many as a pioneer of the surrealist movement in Singapore.
Although Singapore during that period in the 70s was not into surrealism, but I was already reading in the library on Dadaism, Manifesto, and then from that point I was into the realms of surrealism. The indulgence in surrealism is basically taking a mindset of your own subconscious. The objective is to bring out that is in your mind into paintings. Actually, during my time in school, I do fail my art because I tend to change things. Why a submarine is above the water rather than in the water, that kind of thing. It's something a layman probably at one glance, this I think it's a bit weird, that kind of thing, but you will just look at it again and try to figure out what's all this about. That is a good play of the mind.
But how will Rosihan fare when the objects of his play are no longer inanimate? The Fernandez family has agreed to open up their homes and lives to a local artist, but they have no idea who he is or what kind of art he will create. It's time for an introduction. The artist studio now. Yes, and so you can take a look at these are his paintings. We have hidden Rosihan in the kitchen so that the Fernandez family can comment freely on his work. But unknown to them, Rosihan is eavesdropping on every word they say.
Yeah, it's very surreal.
Actually, it's quite strange because I was thinking of him painting clouds on my altar wall. I was trying to look for a bird, but then I see it's a matchstick. He's caged on one hand, so I don't know what is he talking about.
Is that peanut?
Is it? Yeah.
Is it peanut?
Personally, I really don't get it, but I can see how it's supposed to inspire and supposed to mean different things to different people. I don't know if that's how it works. Yeah, honestly, Dali's just a weird guy with a mustache. I know she loves him, but I'm like, dude, this is some dude with a mustache. So I'm like, yeah, Dali, well done.
Well, it's very interesting because we have an artist who is quite inspired by Dali. So maybe you can get him to explain that to you.
I don't think he wants to talk to me.
Joseph doesn't seem impressed, but just when I started to worry, a piece at the back of the room caught his eye. Okay, so how would you feel about an artwork like that being in your home?
I think everybody else wouldn't like it, but I would like it a bit more than the sky was.
I'm pretty sure my mom will prefer the sky.
She would freak out.
Yeah, I would freak with this.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of opinions, a lot of questions. Why don't we get Rosihan to come out and meet you guys?
Okay.
How about that?
Yeah.
Rosihan, can we have you out here, please? Rosihan seems to have a tough challenge ahead if he wants to please every member of the Fernandez family.
Yeah.
So, you've been listening and watching what they've been saying.
Eavesdropping.
Yes, eavesdropping.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joseph thinks that Dali is just a man with a mustache, right? So what would your response be to that?
Sometimes people say he's crazy or he's mad. Because he said that his mustache can communicate with aliens, you know. But when he paints something over the limits that not even the normal artist can do, you know.
I feel like with art, one of the things that is important about it is that it's provocative. And surrealism has this sort of absurdity in it. So when you look at it and you see, inside a cage there is a matchstick, as much as you might not understand the motifs and the symbolism behind it, you cannot deny that it makes you react to it. Yeah.
On the flip side, if I don't feel it, doesn't mean that I can't really see a connection or what. It just doesn't do the same thing for me.
It's time to let Rosihan choose his canvas in the Fernandez home, but I wonder, will his eventual creation do it for Joseph? And if so, will it freak Jennifer out? The Fernandez family has seen what Rosihan can do, and now it's time for Rosihan to see what he has to work with.
Here we are! Get this!
Yes.
Oh my God!
This was basically my collection when my children were born. As you can see, my mother was a
surrealist too.
Yeah, I'm thinking of putting somewhere.
And it's time for a tour around the house for Rosihan to choose his canvas.
In terms of character, they are all different characters. So one you can see very artistic a little bit with the fashion like yourself. And when you go to the other side, you can see someone who likes to play the game or anything is a game in life. So he sees that TV is a piece of artwork for him.
Okay, now that you've seen my daughter and my son, come see the model number 2.
Your room have a passageway too.
Yes, I think it's the design to give you privacy. Yeah.
Right way,
Yes.
Pure.
Yeah.
And when I enter the room and it suddenly become white, as white as a cloud, no? Then I know why, because she's already staying in the cloud there. Almost every day she's in the cloud.
Somehow, both Rosihan and Jennifer seem to gravitate towards the living room.
I was just wondering, maybe you might just pick this forward.
For the sky,
Yes.
It's too straightforward, right?
Yeah.
You can see the sky there. The moment when I stepped in, when she pointed up this point of areas where the faith comes into being, then I realized that on that face, right, I put it that area, I want it to be facing on the opposite area.
What I really would like, no holds barred, because I really would like to see what an artist as yourself think of us.
Thank you very much. Then that moment, I have a freedom of choice in my mind that whether someone.
Someone not saying anything.
It's like when did I suddenly become this like such problem to the process?
It gives me more challenge for me.
That's the part I'm worried about. Because you feel it's like, no, okay, yes. Doesn't matter about the two of them. I'm just gonna try and get this painting there.
With his mission clearly set out for him, Rosihan retreats to his studio and his subconscious mind to reflect on his subjects, the Fernandez family. It wasn't long before an idea formed.
I take a game of chess as a feel of the people that I met. I look at this as a mother, and the daughter is one of the pawn, which I look at it as a similarity in color, and the other one would be the son, which I guess has a different fine thoughts, so he'll be of a different color, probably not black, but of a different tone. It's like a game of life, which the mother and the daughter and the son is always around wherever she is. But to create the feel of the atmosphere and how life is within this family, that will be seen when I paint there and then.
It's proposal day, and Rosihan has brought with him an idea that he believes captures the essence of the family.
When I look at that point of space, there's a windows. There's no window this way. So I'll open a window for you. So what you will see later is a internal depth of space. Same as that window, but without grill. Within that space, there'll be things that will be representational of the family.
I'm a flying horse.
I'm a weather.
So it's good to dream, Yeah, of course I will put myself somewhere there. Visually, it will be an illusion of space. So later, when it's finished, you'll see a new window of your life in space.
So Rosihan, how long do you think you're going to take to do this?
Maybe 3-4 days, maybe enough. So let the show begin.
Yes.
For the starting point, today I'm going to do the window. So it will take some time,
While Rosihan busies himself at the Fernandez house, I decide to find out a little.
It's actually very much influenced by Freud. In Freud's psychoanalysis, the subconscious mind, it does one thing. When we go to sleep at night, it appears as dreams. Start jotting any image that comes into your mind. That would probably actually reveal your subconscious mind. And of course,
Rosihan has been working at the Fernandez home for 2 days now. I wonder how the family has taken to this intrusion of their private space.
Having stranger come in your house, you always have your, insecurity, your thoughts. And we have had to expose ourselves to someone totally.
My brother generally stays in his room, and I generally am in my room doing my own thing, so it's fine that he's there. It's just kind of when you step out now, it's oh, there's this painting there and he's doing something, so it's not been inconvenient or anything.
I think he's definitely doing a better job than I expected. Because I was expecting to be, like I say, indifferent, but it's kind of very pleasant so far.
I have to admit, when he said he was going to paint me a window, then I saw that, it's quite sipang. Feng Shui tells you no sipang, no sharp corners. So we'll see.
Feng Shui is definitely not something that surrealism takes into account. In fact, it doesn't seem to take much into account at all.
So there is actually this
mind for a scientist. It makes me wonder how Rosihan has represented the Fernandez family in his own work.
It's been a long while, and today is time for revealing. And the title of the painting, Window of Hope.
For you to view what lies ahead when there's nothing else to see at any point of time. The artist, Rosihan Dahim. Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad. Color, I feel the closeness that between the mother and the daughter, and because she has markings on her, which I assume that has all the support at the same time, and your son, has a specialty, of his own, and I make him brave because he has shown that he can justify things towards his decision making, and then this is a representation of your dad, with that distance away but still knitted to the family bond.
When he told me that was, that's your mom, that's you, that's Joe, and he went, that's your dad, and I had goosebumps when he said that because it was just really unexpected. My mom actually, I think Rosihan was taking a break, and then she showed him this video. My dad and I sang Unforgettable by Nat and Natalie King Cole.
I'm the bathroom singer. I was singing in the bathroom and she heard me, and now she's there and I'm still a bathroom singer.
Best bathroom singer ever.
Like I say, I think he's really perceptive because I don't know how he put that in there. He never met him, and even then he just saw a video of it, but he put it in. He understood that my dad, even though he wasn't here, was important in our lives.
You can see the part of life here. It's red because we share the same blood, so it's the same color that we share, and our path and our goals is almost identical as a family. Although we may be far apart at certain times in life, to those who know our relationship, but we are close bond towards each other still. So that's why you can see there are two fields here. One field is your point of life, another field of the other side of life. But you're still connected. The glow of the life is shown here to show the energy that we actually ponder upon, and it's always floating out, so we feel elevated. So we feel elevated, and it's how the energy gives us our hope. Here, as again, it can be somebody who observes, it can be me, it can be something from your faith, it can be always lying on your life.
Honestly, I don't feel the same inspiration, but I like it as something that it does look pretty to me. It's the beauty of this process is I can hear straight from him what it is, what was meant to be, and I sort of appreciate that fact more.
He has just few days picked up points about us. He has depicted a picture very much what we are.
Yeah, I'm already kind of like thinking, how are we gonna take this wall with us if we ever move? We're never gonna leave this place.
Rosihan has touched the Fernandez family with his artwork, but I wonder how a professor is not about having just one answer, but about evoking questions and emotions. Contemplating on my time spent with Rosihan and the Fernandez family, I feel like I have been the bystander, watching an artwork come to life through the meeting of two sides. I am the matchstick in the window of hope.